O2 and its portable web machinery provider Ericsson include given a collaborative excuse to the millions of customers hit by destruction to its information services. O2 head execution Mark Evans told the company would job in Ericsson via the overnight to solve the problems. Mr. Evans told Ericsson had taken into account assurances how a complete facility would be recovered by Friday night. Ericsson UK lug Marielle Lindgren told the defective software program how had inflicted the issues was creature decommissioned. Ms. Lindgren added, "Ours precedence is to recover complete information services on the web by next day night." Ericsson genuinely apologizes to customers for the discomfort inflicted. O2 has 25 million customers and as well provides services for the Heaven, Tesco, GIFGAF and Lycomobile networks that include L7 millionth users. Services such as bus schedule data include as well been struck, time lot business community florid destruction. In the collaborative declaration, Mr. Evans told, "I wish to let our customers aware how disappointed I am for the effect our web information question has had on them, and assure them how our teams, along in Ericsson, are making all we can. We completely cherish it's been a impoverished expertise and we are very disappointed." Ericsson told Down there had been web destruction for customers in repeated countries. Over Ericsson CEO Cor Hee Ekholm told Web Services on largest of the struck networks had been recovered on Thursday. "We are work close in the left customers how are yet testing issues," he told. Japan's Year, mobile web, belonging by SoftBank, was as well struck by the blackouts. The difficult situation in the UK were at first informed at on 5:30 on Thursday. Spain's Telefónica owns O2, that has the UK's other largest portable web following EE, that is now portion of BT. The business has told Vote telephone call are not struck by the issue, but several O2 customers say they cannot do telephone call or email texts each. The downtime is possessing bang-on effects for some services how use the O2 web, consisting transportation for London's electric schedule facility at bus stops, that has stopped work. William Webb, a technology advisor and ex-Ofcom CEO, told it was extraordinary to get the length to solve the issue. Tom Murad at marketplace study company IHS Markit told information was more essential to consumer, in part of UK portable users prioritizing web connection over telephone call and texts. As so as the discomfort to consumer and the related disappointment, possessing a main web out of activity creates performance challenges for business community. Lot business community will include employees commuting or out in the box how include lose job period present, he told. One O2 client, Alison Rosa-Manuel, of Norwich, is an insulin-dependent diabetes who relies on her portable and is incapable to get to a landline. Lindsay Greaves Rest, a business in Doncaster, provided household visits to the old and sensitive. Her 130 personnel all trust on O2 phones to accessing rotas, schedules, names and addresses. With 5:30 she's been inviting in additional office space personnel to offer out the data for every trip above the telephone. Down there are niner of us hard to kind it currently, she told. It's been a horror. Pommel Stag is hard to run a water pipe industry via his telephone, but he can't get via to customers or use his sat-nav house a entire day vain, he says. I'll be searching to compensate my losses, particularly as a industry client. Misha Bitar is as well a locksmith. He told he had been incapable to pin any of my engineering personnel or customers via electronic mail, incapable to use our portable system to pin any engineering personnel at all, so everyone's fare had to downward toolkit present. Omran Amarat told he had been a loyalist O2 client for a length period. He told he had quotation on eBay on Thursday night but he could not do them since the O2 web was downward. It's Yuletide, the budgeting's tightly for me, down there were presents I was imaginary to be purchased for my child and my son on eBay present. They've lost currently. He told he had lose the quotation and O2 are accountable. Customers of O2 will be capable to complain for any of pocket cost how leading of creature out of their telephone, on to customer specialist Helen Dudney. How tool customers would be capable to complain a return for which they would pay on a agreement for the period they were out of the use of the telephone. They could as well complain indirect losing due to violation of agreement, for example, if they suffered banking extortion since they were incapable to go their cash, or the price of possessing to use a pay phone. There must be a true losing that can be proven in testimony. So, a cab motorist might be capable to show they lose out on fares proper to the shut, but some workers hard to complain a lose day of occupation would fight. Ms. Dutney offered telephone users intended their losses, and wrote to O2 in the testimony. They should country which they requested as compensation and refer the Customer Rights Act 2015. If they felt the answer was poor, it could be called to Ombudsperson Services. Communication of that O2 is a term. The client would requirement to ask for a impasse email or expect 8 weeks of the start of the appeal.